CBT Naruto. This my song right here. This my hey. This my instrumental. This my beat. That's my song right here. Hey. Yes, this is my song right here. And today is December 20th, 2019. And shout out to Cats, the musical movie coming out today along with Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker, and Star Wars is also on Disney Plus. And shout out to that too, cause Disney Plus, that is perfect too. With movies like Captain Marvel with Margot Brie Larson and Avengers Endgame, and Brie Larson is in that also, and also all the Disney Channel shows, the Disney Channel original movies. That's got High School Musical Trio Trilogy. That's the High School Musical Trilogy. What? The High School Musical 1, High School Musical, High School Musical 2, High School Musical 3. It's perfect. And Disney Plus is perfect too. So like I said, shout out to that. And speaking of Disney and Square Enix made the Kingdom Hearts franchise. Let's get started from Kingdom Hearts 3 on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. It's necessary and it's time. It's been necessary. It's been time. He shouldn't have been on that like 10 years ago, a decade ago. So it's overdue at this point. But it's still necessary. I want him on there. Let's do it. We're gonna get him on there. I'm gonna get him on there. Let's get it, let's go. Yes. And we are the best. Alright. Naruto, CBT, over and out.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the start of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the Northeast Invitational. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside my colleague Frank Nobilo here today calling the action from the cliffs at Lighthouse Point. And Frank, this course features some breathtaking scenery.
It certainly does, Rich. Changes of elevation, and it's in phenomenal shape. We've got to send our thanks out to the superintendent, Peyton Duncan, who's got the course exactly primed. You should enjoy it. You should enjoy the views. Take your camera as well. This is very scenic up in New England.
And now we go down to the action at the first. Stepping up to the first tee and off a surprisingly good first round. Let's see if our featured player can conjure up some of that magic here in round two.
Oh, that's fine.
Well, this is the kind of wind that separates the great players from the average players. You really have to be strong to handle these kinds of winds. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Really in control of this hole. Birdie yesterday and another opportunity on the way. He really likes this hole. Made birdie yesterday. Can he do it again today?
Great start.
Now at the second here at Lighthouse Point, Frank, this is some tough par three.
If you want to try and really break the hole down and be a purist here, Rich, you'd like to hit a little cut into this green, something that moves away from the water and the cliff, back towards that bunker. That would be the perfect shot to hit, but such a difficult par 3. Anything on the green would be good here.
Missed that one, and it is going towards the rough. You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish, but, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break.
Perfect, and in the hole.
Let's get it.
What
Let's
a
go.
shot. Now on the tee at the par 3 second, it's a long one. This will require a pure strike. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo back with you at the third hole here at the Cliffs, and this is a hole that offers up a chance to put a red number on the board, Frank.
It certainly does. A good drive finding this very narrow fairway will certainly give you the opportunity to reach the green in 2. Stray a little left, either with the drive or the second, and all of a sudden you might realize this par 5 has teeth.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. This shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. What a shot, setting up for an eagle here. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. No problems early, looks good.
Does look good. This bodes well. We might be in for a very, very low round today.
Fourth hole, and looking for a quality start. It's 411 yards and a par 4.
No fairway bunkers or bunkers really to contend with here. Cliffs to the left and also water on that side. But one of the wider fairways on this front side made up for by a very small green.
It's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Excellent drive, Frank, right where you want to be. Frank putting it all together today. What a nice performance.
It's been like a clinic so far.
About 120 yards to the hole. Nice play right there. That's in pretty close. This is an 11-foot putt.
Rich, that just adds insult to injury to the rest of the field. Another birdie and the gap even wider.
A sensational performance.
I'm loving that balance.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. Par yesterday. Now for birdie. Good job right there. Now making a move and setting himself up for, who knows, a good weekend run, maybe at another title. The former college standout has been excellent today. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Had a birdie here yesterday in there close. Great opportunity for another one. This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday, trying for another one today. Beautiful roll on that one, right in the bottom. 7th hole at Lighthouse Point is only 370 yards. Frank, are you happy if you walk out of here with anything other than birdie?
If you hit the fairway, you definitely should be looking at birdie, but the biggest problem here is to decide, Rich, what club to hit off the tee. You could hit a multitude of clubs here. Further up you go, the narrower this fairway gets. Well, it's going to take a good one here considering what they've already gone through, Rich. Right now, that green is going to look very small, so it's going to take a good shot here to give himself an opportunity.
Some really poor play to this point.
In the direction of the sand.
And looks like it. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
Well, in the sand, but it has been raked nicely, looking for something positive. Well, how do you like that? He's holding. Just a phenomenal play right there. Par 4 7th here at Lighthouse Point is only 370 yards. Frank, are you unhappy if you walk out of here with anything other than a birdie?
I think we'll see all sorts of different scores here, Rich. If you hit the fairway, then obviously you're definitely going to be looking at birdie. But you stray or hit the wrong club off the tee, that's really what this hole's about. It's about club selection. You could hit a multitude of clubs off this tee.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
So a tester from 4 feet. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Now to the par 5 9th. Frank, what are we looking at here?
Well, for the longer hitters, it's actually a chance to reach a par 5 and 2. 300 yards is where that fairway starts to bend more to the left. He's gone for a little extra.
That is a heat-seeking missile right there. Wow.
Huge with a capital H.
Moved it a long ways.
I tell you, there's long and long. And that, with a little bit of breeze behind, it's long.
He rode the wind there to payday. He's going to have a good look coming up.
This is definitely not going down the fairway.
It doesn't look good. I think it's going to be in the deep rough. Pretty good result right there, considering...
It looked rough all the way,
Exactly.
Rich. It really did.
Settles in over the putt. Continuing to play well, a birdie. Now on the 10th hole here at the Cliffs at Lighthouse Point as we begin our trek homeward here at this magnificent golf course. This one puts a little fear into you, Frank. I'm looking at a par 4, and it's almost 600 yards. Help.
Help, you're going to need it, that's for sure. And one of the things they've done to help me was a big elevated tee, so that'll at least chew some of the yardage off. Hopefully the prevailing breeze is also at your back, which might shorten that number up. Pretty generous fairway. Try and take those bunkers out of play with the big hefty club. And when you get on the green, you're going to realise there's 2 greens here, Rich. 10 shares the same green as 13.
Little uphill to this green, Frank. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. On the green, and looking at a birdie opportunity. Now a chance for a birdie. He's made it. Ready to tee off now, par 4, 10th hole. This is a beast at 592 yards, and oh, by the way, it's a par 4, so saddle up.
Tom Weiskopf was one of my idols growing up. I loved the way he swung. That swing right there reminds me of my art.
And it looks like Rory McIlroy, Frank, sticking the follow through. Now the second shot to the par 5. It up on the green. It is about 28 feet away from the hole. 28 feet from the cup. That would have been a real bonus had it dropped, but as it is, good putt. Birdie try again here today. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. 12th hole now, and Frank, the long hitters could have an advantage here.
If they want to take a very dangerous line over that left side, this is really where the shot maker has the advantage, that hole bending completely to the left. You'd like to hit a draw there, so use those bunkers down the through side of the fairway and then just sort of shape that ball towards the green. Interesting shaped green, really 3 different sections to this, and of course 3 bunkers, each protecting a different portion.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. This hole really sets up well for the player. Birdie yesterday, and a chance for another one today. Locked in on the read and the speed. Drops it in. Good birdie. Well, well, well. What do we have here, partner? The par 5 13th, or is it a par 8? I can't tell.
It looks like a misprint, Rich. 702 yards, and not only that, too, they put the 2 fairway bunkers in a perfect place. Perfect place if they want to annoy your tee shot. It's going to take 310, 320 yards just to get past that. Then you've got a long, long way to go. And, of course, remember when you're on 10? This is the shared green. So 13 and 10, this is where they meet up again at the end of a long, long walk. Rich, there's great drivers of the ball. We've seen Norman, Nicklaus over the years, but that there is just excellent. Lovely full turn, plenty of power, and just piped it.
Made it look easy right there, and he's such a good-looking player. When he's dialed in, swinging the way he is right now, just a pleasure to watch.
Oh, if this is up, it's good.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Probably going to have to hit one more club here, Frank. A little bit uphill. Just a pure strike and a perfect result. He'll have a good look at birdie now. These putts keep the round together. Has it. Now to the par 3 14th. It is 240 yards. What a golf course, Frank. I mean, this tests the best in the world. I'm talking about McIlroy and Jordan Spieth and Ricky Fowler. 700-yard par 5s and nearly 600-yard par 4s. This is all you want.
It certainly is, and that's why the total yardage of this golf course is nearly 7,700 yards. This par 3, just a beast at 240 yards. One thing you want to do, though, is avoid Lake Zimmer. It's a big body of water to the right. If anything, though, look at the green. It shapes a little to the right, so you can use that left side of the green, which is away from the lake. It's a smart way to play this.
All right, good putt.
The rhythm of that stroke. Didn't try and bash it in the back.
15th hole, and Frank, a return to sanity. 387 yards, par 4.
Yeah, second easiest hole on the golf course. Bends a little to the left. Just avoid the sand, left, and that little pop bunker on the right. And you should be set up with a relatively short iron in to a green that the only problem is if you go long.
Setting up for an approach shot here. This has really been impressive. Started off slowly, just didn't have a whole lot, but kind of hung in there, fought when it wasn't going their way, and now here they are with a few birdies, really playing well at the closing stretch. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. In for birdie. Final par 3 on the backside. It's the 16th, 241 yards. Time to make a move as we are in the finishing stretch here.
When you give the scorecard a cursory look, you might think 240-something yards is a difficult hole, but this plays quite a bit downhill, so it plays more around the 200-yard mark. A fairly generous green, protected by the bunker. Safely on deck.
That will be a great look at birdie. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. tell you, he's setting himself up for a good weekend. A former college #1 makes another birdie. 17th hole is another par 5 over 600 yards. You get a terrific view of Juniata Crossway Bridge just ahead. And Frank, if you jump over that bridge, you can get a dynamite lobster roll at Nielsen's Lobster Shack. I don't know if you've ever had it.
Oh,
but
it's one of the best.
it just adds to sort of the charm of this area.
Lay on, golf
This
ball.
is-
Shout out to Human
S-shaped
Torch,
par
superhero.
five,
That's
you
for
see a bend
Marvel.
to the right off the tee, and then the hole starts to go the other way. Magnificent view of the bridge you're just referring to. Reachable for the longest hitters, but once again, avoid the bunkers, and they're all down the right side. This is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. That was just a gutsy shot right there. And a good look at Eagle coming
Yeah,
in.
so much power on it. The rough couldn't even hold it.
And he's putting for Eagle now. And that's good. I like it. Oh, they're going to love it. What a putt. Frank, it's been quite a journey to this point, but here we are, the 18th hole at Lighthouse Point.
It looks like a dogleg left, or it should play like a dogleg left. You might stand on that tee and think that you can take the direct line.
You can't get there from here, can you?
Good old Maine terminology there. So the goal really is to somehow find that fairway down the right. And of course, it all depends on how far you fly that tee shot on the line you take. From there on in, just a short iron and maybe a chance to get another birdie and finish with a smile on your face.
That was
An
nice.
absolute beauty.
Fitting in between those. That was nice. That was fresh.
Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. Should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Birdie try up next. Trying to make yet another birdie. Boy, he looked like Ben Crenshaw right there. That was smooth and easy. Right in the heart.
Well, Rich, 2 rounds in the books, and it's easy to see why the leaders are on top of that leaderboard.
Excellent performance, but still a long ways to go in this tournament.
Alright, CBC Naruto. Over and out.